Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from T.W White Sons Mazda. Taken in part exchange only this morning. Here we have a Mazda MX-5 2-litre RF. So this has got the folding roof. 2-litre RF, the 160 PS. This is a 2017 car. To be precise, it was registered on the 27th of March 2017. Presented in machine grey with the black leather seats. This is a standard vehicle, which are already very well equipped, but this also has the addition of the safety pack. We'll go into more detail of what that actually is when we get into the car. Now, with all our videos, I always like to give a little bit of background on the vehicle, where it's come from, etc, etc. Now, we supplied this car new on the 27th of March 2017, and I mean, that was, what's that, 5 years ago now? It only seemed like yesterday. Very nice lady, local lady, always has MX-5s. She was in for a service. In fact, I can tell you, on the 11th of this month. So the car was just serviced on the 11th of March, and she came over, I think it was this last Saturday, she came over, started talking about perhaps changing her car, and she actually bought the car that was going to go in my showroom. So she's very happy with the brand, very happy with T.W White Sons, and very happy with the car, and I don't blame her really. So the vehicle itself is in really lovely condition. It's done about 46,000 miles, so it's got a full history. I'll share that with you in a minute. We've given it a quick clean. It was only in this morning. There's a few little cosmetic things, a couple of bits I need to polish, and as always, I need to refurbish the alloy wheels. Because they are scuffed on the edges, so they'll be done. And I don't sort of have a mobile repairer for them. They get sent off to a proper alloy wheel refurbish company. They dip them, repair them, and they powder coat them, which is actually better than new. We're always very, very pleased with them. So and then the car will be well, good enough to put in my showroom, I'd expect. Now let's start at the back of the car. Now, I've left the car in the hood down format, so that's what it looks like. The roof is folded back here. Okay, for those of you who don't know, it doesn't interfere with your boot space like a lot of hardtop convertibles. So your boot will always remain enormous, like this one. And it's not a bad size boot at all. I mean, you'd get two big soft bags in there. Okay. So the car, you don't get the open back like you do on the soft top, but you get this sort of coupe or targa roof style. Now, also, when the car was in for servicing, I do remember the car having a couple of tyres as well. So the car's been very well serviced, and I have noticed they're all Bridgestones, so no skimping on the maintenance on this car, because those tyres can be very expensive. Now, we've got two keys. In fact, that is the original tag of this car from when it was bought, so hopefully that will stay with the car. I know, especially with MX-5 owners, they kind of can like these sort of things. I certainly do anyway. Right, so foot on the clutch. This lights up green to start the vehicle. Fires into life, and I think the way the car's set up, you get a little bit of a rev, which is nice and sporty, because I find cars these days can be a little bit benign, you know, with emission regulations and noise pollution regulations. In fact, I'm going to demonstrate that again. So look, when I start it up, hopefully you'll be able to hear it. Sort of revs up, which is nice, you know, or maybe that's the sort of child in me. So here's the mileage, 46,064 miles. So I'll refer back to the service history. So here we go, look. PDI, that's a pre-delivery inspection, was done on the 23rd of March 17. That's where we make sure all nuts and bolts are done up correctly. Then a year later, 13th, 10/106. Then the 7th of March 19, March 20, 21 and 22. So it's got a full and complete service history, which is a nice thing to have, especially when it's always done at the same garage. Okay, so we know the car very, very well indeed. All right. So let's run you through some bits and bobs. Now, if you look at this little dial here, I'm going to shut the door. It will show the car it will show the operation of the roof. Okay, so we've got this switch here. Now, I know this sounds strange, but if I press down, the roof will go up. Now, look at this. Can you see that little illustration? That's exactly what's happening on the outside of the car. All right. So you know when that cycle is complete. Operation complete there, look. So the roof's up. There's nothing I've had to do manually. Let me show you from the outside. Look at that there. Beautiful. All right. I do like this colour. Very, very lovely, this colour. Right. Oh, and I want to point out, actually, the seat bolster doesn't have any wear. Quite often we can get cars where the paint on the leather has sort of worn, but it's in really lovely condition. These cars don't have a glove box here in the traditional space. Reason being, there was a lot of thought put into the balance of this car, the weight distribution. So to move the seating position forward, the glove box ended up here. Okay. I remember someone saying, where am I going to put my maps? I said, well, when you've got one of these devices, you don't really need maps, so kind of makes it redundant. But that's the reason they don't have one here. Okay. Now you've got a 6-speed gearbox. Being the 2-litre, I mean, they're all 6-speed, but being 2-litre, this has the limited slip differential. So with that extra torque, we'll hope it will help prevent you sort of the back of the car going in front of the car, if you know what I mean. It just helps with traction, with that extra bit of power. I myself am a fan of the 1.5. I know a lot of purists are. I do like the reviness of the engine, but this is very revvy, but it has that sort of extra torque, which is kind of just there rather than having to work the engine. You've got 3-stage heated seats. You've got 2 USBs there for charging and for reading data. So when you access, for example, the entertainment menu, you can play music off the USBs, as well as stream through Bluetooth. AHA, Stitcher are internet apps. I've never actually used them. And then you've got DAB and AM and FM. I normally refer to DAB as or AM and FM as the traditional channels, but I think DAB's been around long enough to be a traditional channel, and you just get a lot more choice. I think from wherever you are from in the world, whatever you're into, whatever genre or discussion or sport, I'm sure you'd find something on here, but I could be wrong. Okay, so on the apps page, you've got a fuel economy monitor, vehicle status monitor. In fact, let's have a look in here. Now, these cars are actually very economical. Now, how do I get it? I'm going to look very silly now. Hold on. I'm going to look silly. There we go. 42.3. Now, this car has been driven. Oh, it doesn't have average speed on here. But this is a London car. Okay, 42 miles per gallon. I'd be very pleased with that, especially with the current fuel prices. Also, to keep a curb on the fuel consumption, you've got cruise control. You've got auto, nothing to do with fuel, of course. Automatic wipers, automatic lights, and they are LED lights. Okay, you've got up and down on the steering wheel to get you nice and comfy. For those of you who are interested, the Plus model cars, which were slightly later, have got up, down, in and out on the steering column as well. You've got LED lights, and they are amazing. I think they're one of the smallest lights on a car, but they are superb. And I always like to illustrate how good they are by saying I can see more at night than I can in the day on an unlit road. Okay. Now, you can, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is getting quite popular. On this screen here, you can update this to have that. It's a £300 accessory. It does come standard on the brand new cars. It won't make any difference to this. but you'll be able to, whichever you have, Android or Apple, or if you change, it will operate on both systems, and then you can access and navigate a lot of the apps on your phone. Now it does have a built-in sat nav, but then you can use obviously the sat nav apps on those phones. So communication, once the phone's paired up, you can access your call list, missed call, dial calls. Android phones, it will alert you and read your text messages. The navigation is dead easy to use. Find address, I say it's dead easy. You think, where's the postcode? You go to town, okay, and put the postcode in, and off you go. Now we sent a driver to Scotland today, Stewarton, and he was en route, and he said, oh, I need a petrol station and it's really remote round here. I said, well, have a look on the sat nav, go to find places, go to category, look at full fuel station, okay, and you search, and a list of the stations come up, the company. So if you've got a BP fuel card, for example, you can use that, the direction and the distance. It's very, very helpful indeed. And also quite topical at the moment, fuel prices. I know that's the second time I've mentioned that, but if you connect your car to the internet, so with a Wi-Fi hotspot, use a minuscule amount of data, you'll also get the fuel prices, which I think is very important these days. And it'll also mean you'll get live traffic updates and bits and pieces. So all good stuff. Now this car has the safety pack, which I shall touch on. Actually, I'll do that first. So you've got blind spot monitoring. So in each wing mirror, okay, a little light will light up when someone overtakes you or undertakes you. Okay, you've also got lane departure warning. So if you were to veer out of a lane without indicating, the car will warn you. Now I need to remind myself. Yes, you can have a rumble. A rumble or a beep. So whatever suits you. Okay. Now let me just want to check another thing. That's it. Now, because this has got the safety pack, you've also got adaptive lights. So the lights will turn as you turn. So they are super amazing. And is that word, super amazing? And you've got high beam control. So down a country lane, when you're enjoying that lovely drive at night, you can put your high beams on. High beams will be on. If someone comes the other way, it'll actually dip your light. So another very useful thing to have. I can't remember how much it was with an extra, but I think it's a real bonus buying the car with it. These are things that now are standard on the Plus model vehicles, but on this it was an extra. So you could, in my opinion, you could really benefit from an earlier car, you know, not paying the price of the newer cars, which have all gone up in price. But this has got all the bits and pieces on it. Okay, so let's move back. Got kind of a bit premature there. So you can do display settings here, you know, turn this off, etc. Safety settings, blind spot monitoring, sound settings, it's Bose, it's amazing. You've even got speakers in the headrests, so when you're driving along and you're trying to take a call, you're driving along, you've got the hood down, you don't have the music turned right up and look a bit of a plonker or anything, you know, or you don't want everyone to sort of listen to your conversation. The clock is GPS synced, so I don't think you can get any more accurate than that. And you've got some convenient settings here. One of the ones I like, walk away lock. So when you walk away from the car with the keys on your person, the car will lock and it will beep. You can change this, of course. It will beep a high volume beep, just to let you know that the car is locked. Okay, so I hope this video is informative. Now, this car has just been serviced, but it will come with a year's Mazda warranty. So a Mazda used car warranty, which is the follow-on from the manufacturer's warranty, which also has a year's roadside assistance. And that isn't a skeleton policy. That's home start, covers you in Europe, covers the car, etc, etc, etc. And the warranty is obviously very comprehensive. Not one of these warranties that will, you know, has a silly claim limit, like, sorry, there's a bit of a mark there, like £250, which wouldn't cover anything really on a modern car. So warranty we cover. We've got great finance facilities, we've got the facility to extend warranties, and we've got superb part exchange facilities. If you look at our website, you'll see that TW White Sons has an array of used cars, not only Mazda and Suzuki. We're a privately run business, so we don't have policy saying you have to, you know, just sell Mazda, Suzuki. So I know there's a lot of adverts out there about part exchange and get a better deal. You'll get the best deal with us. So do your research. I know it's so easy to get a value on your car these days. Do your research, but then contact us. We will do you the best deal with a part exchange. We want your part exchanges. Okay, we've got a delivery service. It's free of charge with a 100-mile radius, but give me a call if it's out of that. Let's work something out. And please, nothing is too much bother. If you want a more specific video or more specific photos, do not hesitate to ask. And I really mean that, and ask at any time of day. Obviously we work normal business hours, 7 days a week. However, if it's out of working hours, don't think, oh, I'll hold off till tomorrow. Make the call, leave the voicemail. We do pick them up, okay? Or send us an email. We're more than happy to help, okay? So, I want to thank you for watching the video. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye-bye.